Good morning. And we will wait for a few people to come in. Good morning to you. Yes, it's one of those mornings. It is one of those mornings. Yesterday was rough, and today's not going to be much better. I got a ton of shit I need to be doing, but ain't nothing I like doing better than what sitting here streaming and visiting with friends. There sits the family. We was able to get right on. We started a little earlier this morning because we wasn't sure if we was going to be able to get on and didn't know how long it was going to take. So we was able to get right on. So happy about that. We're waiting on some jurors to show up. And these cases ain't getting much easier. Yeah, we got a certain time that we are going to wait to. Yesterday morning, old Big Mo jumped right on in here. There he is, Big Mo. Trying to get this light toned down some. Well, good morning, Big Mo. How you doing this morning? Your ears must have been burning because I was talking about you. All right, let's end the day. Week 6, case 3. Julian Hale, 44. No criminal record. He does have mental health. National status, no. All right. In an incident that occurred last week in the late afternoon on Rowley Street, the victim, Marissa Clayton, panicked after her phone was snatched from her hand while walking home. She sought refuge in a nearby cafe and called the police From there, the cops reviewed the cameras from a nearby business and identified the suspect as Julian Hale. Hale was caught at the entrance of an apartment in the River Bend area and taken to the station for questioning. Marissa Clayton. When I got off work, it was getting dark. I use Rowley Street every day. It's a busy street and I feel safe there. That day I had headphones on, so it took me a few seconds to realize what was happening. Suddenly somebody bumped into my shoulder, at the same time yanked my phone out of my hand, then ran away. I was shocked. I thought about chasing them, but I was scared. Julian Hale. I didn't want to hurt anyone. Recently, my life completely fell apart. I lost my job, and my landlord was at my door over the rent. My head was buzzing. As I was walking down the street, there was a woman in front of me holding her phone in her hand. It was an impulse. The only thing I was thinking at that moment was, if I sell this, I can get enough to get through the rent day. He does have a mental health problem. But he kind of admitted to doing it. Did you know the victim previously? No, Your Honor, I saw her for the first time that day. What I did was completely unplanned. Were you aware of the consequences of your actions? Of course I knew, but at the moment I was under too much pressure to think clearly. That doesn't justify what I did. Whatever punishment you give, I deserve it. Huh. Well, homicide's not a homicide, theft. I think you need to kind of have a mental adjustment. I'm not going to put your ass in jail. Woo, $1,200. All right. All right. Oh, Lord. I knew it. I get a big payday. Your wife wants a car. A weekly payment of $1,000 would be a total of 15 weeks payment. Once accepted, the first installment is paid right away. You're saying it will drop. I'm gonna let her get a car. I gotta be nice. I'd like to stay married. Of course, I'm not married in real life, but that would be my thoughts. She don't get the car, she ain't ever gonna stop nagging me. Bomb attack. Cartel carried out a bomb attack on the Parliament building. 19 civilians lost their lives. 2 members of Parliament were injured. The cartel leader has been captured. After the attack, law of execution was accepted. Those who are on trial for terrorism and other severe crimes will be executed. Uh-oh. We get a chance to sentence somebody to death, looks like. Criminal record, yes. Mental health, positive. National status, yes. taking part in organized criminal activities. In last week's parliamentary attack, it was determined that all 5 attackers who detonated themselves at the scene were members of the Garcia cartel. In the extensive operation carried out after the attack, 18 cartel members have been captured. Some of the captured members turned informant and identified Armando Bloom as the coordinator and investigator of the attack. Armando was taken into custody during a raid carried out at his home. Armando Bloom. If we are sitting here today, the only reason is Sate's corrupt system. We had weapons in our hands and had the power in theirs. Yes, I gave the order for that attack because they slaughtered Jared and Marcus in prison. The state and its leech dogs, the mafia, betrayed us. They sent 2 of my best men to the grave right before our eyes. There was bound to be a price for that. So they are calling this a what? Terrorism. Well, should have hit the wrong one. Verbal assault. Sexual assault. Organized crime. Crimes against the state. Terrorism, 80 years. Aggravated execution. Are they regretful for the actions you planned? The only thing I regret is not to make you all suffer more. When you mention the mafia in your statement, who exactly are you referring to? Can you name them? Being in this position today doesn't make you safe. They will surely test you too. Who knows? Maybe you're already one of them. I either got to deport him or give him a death sentence. But I think he has a previous criminal record. If I deport him, there's a chance he could get back in. There's always that chance. If I execute him, the cartel could come back on me. So either way, I'm screwed. Does it say how many people he killed? Wow. Ooh. He is a cartel leader. And he don't have a feel in the world for what he done. I may get in trouble. Armando, is the finding of this court that you planned and wanted to kill these people? I'm sentencing you to execution. I have a feeling somebody's going to knock at my door again. Killed a bunch of people, didn't give a shit. I mean, I could have just given him the years in jail. Maybe I should have done that, but it was aggravated. And I have to abide by the law. Week 7, case 2. Isaiah North is filing compensation lawsuit against Helen Price, who is allegedly to have caused his motorcycle incident in traffic. Defendant Helen Price, plaintiff Isaac Norris. There is one digital evidence for this case. The plaintiff Isaac Norris claims while riding his motorcycle he was forced into the barriers due to the sudden veering of the defendant's Helen Price's vehicle into his lane, losing control and causing serious accident. Isaac Norris states that he remained in a coma for 12 days and as a result of the accident. Isaac Norris is seeking $500,000 in compensation due to physical injuries and psychological trauma caused by the accident. Isaac Norris, I was driving at my normal speed and I wanted to overtake the car in front of me at a safe distance. So just as I got next to it, the car suddenly swerved to the side. I got stuck between the barrier and the car. The engine lost control and I remember flipping over. The rest is completely black. When I woke up, 12 days had passed. What frustrates me the most is that the woman didn't even stop to look after knocking me down. Helen Price. That day I found out that my father had been taken into intensive care. He was undergoing tuberculosis treatment and his condition had worsened. My mind was only focused on getting to the hospital. I was in my lane. I didn't feel any impact. If I'd have noticed that there was an accident, I would have helped without a second thought. The fact that the motorcycle lost balance after entering my lane is not my negligence. You wasn't concentrating on what you was doing. And my law book's not in front of me. Woo. Okay. I guess I have to talk to him. Mr. North, do you admit you entered the other party's lane during the overtaking maneuver? Wait a minute, Your Honor. I honked before overtaking. Why would you honk? It was almost impossible for him, wait a minute, it's not a him, it's a her, not to see me yet. He gradually veered to the left. Moreover, while I was fighting for my life at the moment of the incident, the other party did not stop at all. Miss Price, it is highly unlikely that you did not notice the motorcycle falling at the moment of the incident. Did you really not hear anything at all? Oh, Your Honor, at that moment I was solely thinking about my father's health condition. The car windows were closed and I was acting under a sense of urgency. That's why I didn't hear anything. What choices do I have? I mean, she didn't see him, but he moved into her lane. And I don't know about I don't know where this game was made. But here in Texas, it is against the law to pass anybody on the left unless you're in a lane. So I'm kind of stuck here. Ignorance is no excuse for the law. I'm going to give him $500,000. I ain't got but $195. My family's breaking me. I can't even go play blackjack. I think I made the right decision. What do we have here? Alan Burnett, 54, male. Criminal record, no. Mental health, positive. National status, yes. Involuntary manslaughter. Well, Mojave urgently took his 2-year-old baby to the hospital at night due to severe discomfort. An x-ray examination revealed a foreign object in the baby's stomach. The baby's doctor, Elaine Burnett, stated that the object had to be removed urgently through surgery. Details: Dr. Elaine Burnett, the surgeon responsible for the operation, informed the family that the surgery had gone smoothly and that the baby's condition was good. However, after the baby was discharged, the baby's condition dehydrated severely and passed away the following day while being rushed to the hospital. The autopsy revealed that a gauze was left inside the baby's stomach, oh my God, during the surgery. And the cause of the death was recorded as this negligent. Following this, Karel Mojave filed a complaint against the surgeon for the operation. Statements: Our 2-year-old baby had a high fever late at night and was vomiting continuously, so we rushed to the hospital. After tests, we were told that the surgery was necessary. Dr. Elaine Burnett reassured us by saying that the surgery went well. However, after being discharged, our baby's condition suddenly worsened. I was devastated when I learned that the autopsy results that a gauze was left in my baby's stomach. This doctor took my baby from me. Because of his negligence, my baby died. Now, from the doctor: I am deeply saddened by the incident. On the day of the operation, I was under intense emotional pressure. I thought I was performing the operation carefully, but I must have missed the gauze during the check. I accept responsibility for this mistake and apologize to the family. I don't know that I call it manslaughter. Negligence? I don't know. But the doctor did leave the gauze in the baby, causing the baby's death. The gauze left in the baby's stomach and revealed as a result of the autopsy. Oh, man. Involuntary manslaughter, 4 years in jail. Let's see if he has a record. He has no criminal record. Four years in jail is all I can give him. Can you summarize what happened for us, doctor? I had fought with my family that day. My mind was still there, and I wasn't mentally well. And when they called me for the surgery, I said I couldn't do it, but they told me there was no other available surgeon at the hospital. The baby needed urgent intervention. I am very sorry and accept the punishment that will be given. Well, doctor, I am sorry. I'm gonna have to give you 4 years in jail. You killed a baby. Woohoo! We're gonna get $1,400. That gives me $400 after I pay the car payment. And pay my wife's car payment. You paid the negative fee reflected in your balance from your wallet. Insufficient funds. Your wife complained that her household item constantly keep breaking down. She wants $1,000 for household item. I ain't got it. Baby, I'm broke. I don't know what to tell you. Damn. Noah Strand, 42, male, no criminal record. He does have a national status. Armed robbery. Oh, shit. The incident occurred during the evening hours at a pharmacy called Harborline Pharmacy. Eliza Brun, who works at the pharmacy, saw a person wearing a hood and partially masked face enter as she was preparing to close the register. Well, the individual pointed the gun at Eliza and demanded all the money from the cash register. Eliza, for her safety, handed over the money. Shortly after the suspect fled, his identity was determined to be Noah Strand, and he was apprehended that same night at the home of his sister, Maria Strand. Well, if he had a mask on, how could she identify him? Let's say this is the pharmacist. I was about to close the register as the doorbell rang, but since it was close to closing time, I thought it's probably someone who needs medicine urgently. As soon as I entered, I noticed a strange-looking person. He was breathing fast and constantly looking around. He quickly pulled out a gun. Where are you going? Where are you so serious? Why are you so serious? He said. I gave him all the money I had. He ran away, and I immediately called the police. Noah Strand. What I was carrying as a weapon was an old rusty blank gun. It doesn't count as a real firearm. It was a moment of desperation. But as you know, desperation is likely gravity. Like gravity, all it takes is losing your footing once, and the rest follows on its own. Marie Strand. In recent month, I have underwent serious surgery. Since I had no insurance, most of the expenses turned into debt. Caregiver fees, medication, everything piled up. Noah hadn't been sleeping properly for weeks. He constantly blamed himself because of the expensive. We had no one to help him. That night, when someone showed up at the door, I could tell from his face that something bad was going on. Boy, this is going to be something. What we got here? Well, that's him. Ain't no getting out of that. Oh, shit, a new one. What have I got to do? What am I doing? I got to get... Oh, shit. Okay, now I got to get these up here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see. I can't move them now. Oh. I don't know. I'm going to have to think about this a minute. Kind of like one of them damn puzzles. There's that one. I don't know. I'm just messing around hoping I get it right. Okay, now what do I need? I need this one. Does every one of them have to be in that order? Yeah, it looks like it. I got to get all of them in that order. Holy shit. It looks like I do anyway. I think I can do it. I mean, I don't know. I thought I just had to put that one line in that order. Not all of them. Well, why ain't it working? Maybe I'm not understanding this puzzle. All right, it didn't work that way. So I don't know what it wants. Maybe I got them on the wrong squares? Yep, that's what it was. The blank firing gun found in Noah Strand's coat at the time of his arrest. Mental health medication found in his coat. Well, this says he didn't test positive for mental health. So if he had mental health pills, what was he doing with them? What was the reason for targeting a pharmacy? I don't know. The woman working there always comes across as repulsive to me. Why'd you commit to robbery wearing this outfit? Accused didn't speak and watched their surroundings for a while. This is my daily outfit. Did you apply to social services to get help because of your debts? Shall we go for a hamburger after you leave? Man, I don't know. I hate to put him in a system, really. Armed robbery. Six years in jail. That's what you gonna get since you... Hey, let's send him for treatment. I may have failed. The pills in there kind of made me think. Sorry, honey. My sanity is dropped. I got $95 in my wallet, and that's it. Sorry, bye. Oh, shit, what we got here? Looks like something I got to make a decision on. The allegation that author Michael Dorset violated the contract after he signed with publisher Alfred Morgan, who published his book. Details: Michael Dorset signed a publishing agreement with Polymall Publishing House for the printing and distribution of his book titled something, I can't even pronounce it, which he released 2 months ago. The contract clearly states that if the book does not reach at least 20,000 sales within 2 months, Dorset will pay $175,000 in expenses to the publishing house. In the sales analysis conducted by the publisher, it appears that the book sold 20,214 copies. However, among these sales, 340 bulk purchases were identified under the name of Ellen Dorset, who is a cousin of Dorset. The plaintiff, Alfred Morgan, asserts that bulk purchases artificially inflated the sales figures and therefore the sales guarantee cannot be considered fulfilled. The plaintiff requesting that the payment be made. Ellen Dorset will be heard as a witness in this case. So what he's saying is she bought a bulk of books, which is his family member, in order for his contract to be fulfilled. Mr. Morgan, the sales figure appeared to have exceeded 20,000. There was no clause in the contract preventing close relatives from purchasing the book, correct? That is correct. However, if Ellen had not made this bulk purchase, they would not have reached the targeted sales figure. This clearly constitutes an abuse of the contract. Miss Ellen, did your cousin ask you to make this purchase of 340 copies? No, Your Honor. Michael only informed me that his book had been published, and I purchased a large number to support my cousin and to give the books as gifts to many people around me. Well, you know, I just said that there was nothing in the contract that prevented family members from purchasing the books. So, it says it was decided that a penalty of $175,000 would be paid to Alfred Morgan due to the breach of contract. But let me remember. So Alfred Morgan is the guy that wants to. Alfred Morgan, you're not getting nothing. The contract wasn't breached. At least that's the way I look at it. I think I'm doing pretty good. I don't know. My wife has caused my sanity to go down. Played 2 games of blackjack. What the hell? Just to help my sanity. Now, right now, if I was playing real blackjack, I'd double down. Good thing I didn't. You can't double down in this game. A lot of 2s in this deck. I'm leaving. It's rigged. I want to go home. Let's end the day and go back to court, Big Mo. Well, I'm sorry I didn't hear the notification. Good morning, Angel. I didn't hear the notification. Wonder what happened. I got an envelope. If Valentine Corbett receives any punishment, you will bear the consequences. Do you want your family to be the ones who die in the next traffic accident? I'm being threatened. I ain't got no money to bribe no police. No criminal record. Assassination, high treason. Holy shit. He's in some trouble. Kate Coleman, who held a senior position at a defense industry called High Tech, was involved in an accident when a truck hit the front of her car from a... How can the truck... Wait a minute. When a truck hit her car from behind while she was heading to work. At first glance, it seemed like a simple traffic accident, but the teams arriving at the scene found that the situation was much more complicated. The crowbar found in the vehicle, the disappearance of the truck driver, and the loss of a bag with access to classified information in the vehicles have completely changed the direction of the investigation. The autopsy revealed that Kate Coleman was not killed by the impact of the collision, but by a blow from an object resembling a crowbar. After determining that the person driving the truck was Valentine, the police followed him for a few months, and the individual was arrested at the hotel where he was staying. I am innocent. I was at the hotel to clear my mind a bit. I have no connection to this incident. I panicked during the accident and left the scene. I didn't even look at what happened to the other party. I'm not someone who would harm anyone. He has no criminal record. Here we go again. This one. Here. This one. Here. This one. Here. This one. It appears to be here. I could be wrong. I know this one goes here. Got it. 212 1355. 212 1355. His fingerprints are on the crowbar. He guilty as sin. What do I do? Was there a crowbar in your vehicle? Your Honor, sometimes it was necessary to open goods inside the truck. So why was the bag that was supposed to be in the vehicle found in your hotel room? I found that bag on the road. It must have been thrown out due to the impact. I took it with me thinking I might return it to its owner. It could have been stolen after all. This is all irrelevant. I don't know. This guy done threatened my family. Where is this going to take me if I send this guy and make his assassination and high treason? He has no criminal record, but his fingerprints are on the crowbar. I think he's guilty as shit. Well, we're going to see where it takes us. I'm going to give him 62 years in jail, and we're going to find out what happens. Because they said anything. Wait a minute. Maybe I can just give him mental treatment. Woo, we got $1,600. At least I didn't log him up. I give him mental treatment. I should have locked his ass up. But he threatened my family. He threatened my family. How do you get your mental health back up? I mean, I don't even know. I got $185 after paying your damn car. Damn you. Hot dang, look at this sucker. Edmund Revival, 57. Fingerprint number 2121003. No criminal record. Tested positive for mental health and got a national status. Corruption. During the night hours, police units carried out a large-scale gambling and prostitution operation at a luxury hotel named Rosehaven Grand Hotel. During the operation, Edmund Revival and a member of parliament from the ruling party was caught in the same room as Marcel, I don't even know his name, Brooks or whatever, who is publicly known as Mafia Figures and a member of organized crime in the group. Okay, he gets caught with it and don't say he done anything. Details. Marshall, upon the arrival of the police, first clashed with them and then committed suicide. In the hotel room, in addition to prostitutes, narcotic substances, weapons, and a large amount of cash was seized. Following the incident report in the media, Member of Parliament Edmund Revival was taken into custody after his parliamentary immunity was lifted. I truly don't know what happened that evening. I had dinner with 3 colleagues. Then we went to a bar. I was drunk. I remember telling my driver to take me home. After that, everything's completely dark. When I woke up, I found myself in a hotel room with men and women I didn't know. Setting up such a trap for a member of parliament is hardly surprising. I am someone who serves this country. No one can frame me for such a crime. He don't have no criminal record. I tend to believe him. Not this again. Oh, Jesus. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. I bet you it gets harder each time. Okay. No, wait a minute. There's one. Maybe there's something in here that'll help me get to the bottom of this. Whoo, shit. Oh, that's gotta go this way. Now all I gotta do is get these. Oh, I gotta get this one right. One of them's wrong. I mean, the puzzles are cool, but they're a little ridiculous to me. See the 5 unlicensed handgun, 2 submachine guns, $2 million in cash, 200 grams of cocaine. person got into the vehicle with the mafia members. I can't make it out. How do you expect me to tell who that is when I can't even see who it is or where he is? It's all black. Well, the mafia sure is trying to get me to take money. And personally, I don't think he done anything wrong. In your statement, you said you're in the hotel against your will. Is that true? It must be a plot against me. Are you saying you really don't know Marcel, who was in the same room with you? The setup. I don't know anyone in this motel. There we go. In your statement, you say they forced me to come. However, the footage shows you willingly getting to the vehicle. How do you explain this? There were dozens of people in front of the venue. It's not hard to mislead someone who is drunk. They put me into the wrong vehicle. Now I don't know. I am not 100% convinced that he done it. Uh-oh. Now I gotta go back. You've been arrested. Oh, shit. I'm arrested and right back on the bench. I ain't reading this shit again. Mental treatment. Maybe I'll target of bullets. I may get assassinated, y'all. Fight with corruption. It was fight corruption to the end. The identity of the mafia leader still remains as a mystery. I could do without all that bull crap. David Tock, 37, male. Criminal record, yes. Mental health test, yes. National status, yes. Approximately 4 years ago, a burglary took place in a 2-story house on Milton Street. Shortly after the incident, David Tock, who has been seen wandering in the area, was taken into custody when some of the stolen items were found near the scene, around the location where David was. The court quickly made a decision and sentenced him to 6 years in prison. Ooh, that was me. However, in a new theft incident in the same area last week, the suspect, Mark Gosler, who was apprehended, confessed during the interrogation not only to the recent crime but also committing the theft from 4 years ago. He admitted that he had fled in panic that day and left David to appear as if he were connected to the incident. Following this confession, the case file of David Tock was taken under review again. David Talk, I will never forget the day I was caught and brought into the court. I tried to explain the incident, but in that panic, I clearly couldn't explain what I saw or how I ended up there. When stolen items were found at the place, I was. No one believed what I said. I've been in prison for 4 years, and every day I said the same thing. I didn't commit this crime. Of course, everybody says that. That night, I was wandering around Milton Street. I noticed an open window in a house. Getting inside was easy, and within minutes, I filled my bag with valuables. Just as I was about to leave, I heard footsteps outside. I panicked, ran to the street, threw the bag at the first person I saw, and kept running. That unlucky person turned out to be David. He didn't have time to turn around and understand what was happening. Then he was the one who got caught. So let me get this right. So they're saying this guy didn't do it. And this guy, Mark, says that he did it. Huh. There's nothing there. I gotta hear them out. Today you're openly stating that you committed the theft 4 years ago. Is this statement correct? Yes, that's correct, Mr. Judge. David was in completely the wrong place at the wrong time that night. Why are you making this confession now, not before? This time I couldn't escape. My conscience will no longer allow me to remain silent. So what are they wanting here? They want me to free David? Or they want me to convict him? They want me to release him. Well, that guy confessed to it, so. I got $185, and the way they're looking at me, I have a feeling I need a lot more. I need to get paid again. Suicide? What the hell? All right, hold on a minute. I gotta go to the man's room. It's hard to make a decision when your brain's floating. I'll be back. God damn chair. All right, I'm coming back. Okay, indictment to suicide. Details: the incident occurred last week during the afternoon hours on the 9th floor of the Riverside Galleria business complex in the city center According to citizen reports, the young woman had crossed the other side of the railings, and people around her were trying to persuade her. At the same time, a man from the crowd is said to have pushed the woman further into despair with his words. Details: the statements taken by the security officers who arrived at the scene strengthen the possibility of indictment in excitement or something like that. As a result, the suspect, Nolan Frazier, was identified and taken into custody. Noel Frazier, I didn't force anyone to jump. And when I saw her in that state, I wanted to suppress my own panic reaction. At that moment, the idea of using reverse psychology came into mind. I've seen a scene like this in a TV series. I thought maybe it'll work. I never thought that girl would actually jump. I'm sorry for what happened, but I don't think I'm guilty. So, let's see. Young woman crossed the road to the other side, and the people around her were trying to persuade her. At the same time, a man from the crowd is said to have pushed her with his words. He didn't push her, but he might have told. It don't say what his words were. And they're going to try to convict him on what? Enticement to suicide. He didn't push her. He did. I don't think he heeded in her. I don't know. I don't know. But I can't find out. It's called what now? Enticement to suicide. Theft, fraud, threat, incitement to suicide, 4 years in jail. You kind of, I'm going to go ahead and give it 4 years in jail. $1,900. House rent $300, shopping $120, bills $80. Your wife says she wants to go on vacation for this summer. The price is $1,900. Do you accept? I ain't got $1,900, baby. Sorry. Uh-oh. I don't like the guy in the middle with the red already. What we got here? Trafficking and smuggling. There's no envelope, thank God. He don't have no criminal record, mental health status, yes. Arms trafficking and smuggling. A few months ago, a raid was conducted by the police at an abandoned factory in the city after nearby residents reported hearing loud noises. A large number of weapons and ammunition were seized during the raid. It was discovered that this abandoned factory being used for the production of illegal weapons and ammunition, and 3 people presented inside at the time were arrested. Sorrell, I have no involvement in this incident. I did not know there was such a secret production at the place. I visited upon Arnold Fuller's invitation. He does have a criminal record, mental health. When I entered, I was shocked at what I saw. After realizing the situation was illegal, I wanted to leave, but the teams raided the place. I want to state that I was not involved in any crime. Arnold Fuller. My presence at the scene was the result of a misdirected invitation. My friend Jared Mendez don't have a criminal record, mental health. Invited me there claiming he was doing artistic work. However, when I entered, I realized that the environment was completely different and illegal activities were taking place. Before I could understand what was happening, the teams entered and took us into custody. Although I am shown as being in the center of this incident, it was nothing to do with reality. Mato and Arnold told me, come to the empty factory, we'll have a drink, and that's why I went. I was shocked when I saw the setups, and as I was preparing to leave, the police arrived and arrested all of us. I don't know what they were involved in, but I had no part in this incident. Oh boy. Huh. Okay, there's 1 and 2. There's 1, 2, and 3. All right. There's 5 of them. 6 of them. Got it. Fully automatic rifles and ammunition seized. Text message between the individuals. How's the production of the AK-47 going? No issues, right? The shipment's going very well. There's no problem. Are there any shortages in ammunition? No, there's no shortage. It will be on time for the next shipment. Our gunpowder has decreased a bit. Okay, we would like the gunpowder to be delivered this week. They are all guilty of sin. Trafficking and smuggling. "10 years in jail and $100,000 fine." That's what the ones get that don't have a record. So, Mato Sorrell, guy on the far left. I kind of got what's going on, but you three will blame each other for the crime. Were you all there by coincidence? Your Honor, I only reported what I saw. I met Jared Mendez there, and I had just met Arnold Fuller. I could never imagine encountering such a situation. Where were you during this job? Who were you selling to? I have no connection to the incident. Sorrell only called me to show me something. I thought the place was empty. In the statement, you say who called you was Jared Mendez. I panicked, mixed up the name at the moment. What is your role in this incident? Just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Guy on the far left. Let's see. Has no criminal record. He gets 10 years and $100,000 fine. "10 years. Okay. The redhead guy. He has a criminal record. Criminal record, 16 years in jail and a $400,000 fine. The guy with the blonde hair, no criminal record. You're getting 10 years and a $100,000 fine. Woo! That was easy. They were all guilty. I could tell by the text messages. Week 10, case 2. Oh shit, what we got? Assault report. We'll read that here in a minute. Divorce case was filed by Lauren Ellsworth against her husband, Nathan Carter. Detail: Lauren Ellsworth had filed for divorce, claiming that during their marriage she suffered both physical and psychological abuse from her husband, Nathan Carter. Lauren stated in her petition that almost none of the promises her husband made before her marriage were valid. Well, or any of them after they married, that the trust in their relationship had completely collapsed, and that Nathan had made false statements to her about personal and sexual matters. The plaintiff, Lauren, also stated that she remained faithful to her spouse throughout the marriage and did everything she could to honor the decisions they made together. Bruises and rashes due to impact of various parts of the body. Broken pinky finger. Well, this is not looking good for you, sir. Could you briefly provide information about the promise your husband made to you before the marriage? He told me he would be honest about many aspects of our private life, but after we married, I learned that many of those things were not true. Could you explain a bit more? Oh my God. Oh my God. Your Honor, we decided not to engage in sexual relations before marriage, and Nathan even lied to me about his penis size. Oh, shit. Kabang. Is this the situation? Is this the situation? The reason you want a divorce? I'd be rolling. I'd have to crawl up underneath the desk. No, he was using his inadequacy during intercourse as an excuse to physically abuse me without my consent. What would you like to say about this matter? Your Honor, Lauren was constantly belittling me by pointing out issues with my body. She claimed that she was dissatisfied with our sexual life, often mocked me by talking to her friends. I, in a misguided attempt to solve our issues, suggested that a close friend of mine join us in a sexual relationship. Lauren did not reject this idea. She even said that her being with my friend would not harm our relationship. Later, during that sexual intercourse, she encouraged me to watch them. At that moment, I lost control and used violence. I regret it. I do not want to lose my wife. Y'all don't need to be together. It was decided that their marriage would continue. It was decided that their divorce would not involve any alimony payments. It was decided that they would divorce and Nathan Carter would pay monthly alimony. Well, it decided that their divorce would not involve any alimony payments. I think they need to just divorce. Yeah, I don't know much about alimony, but after what she done, I'm not giving it to her. My mental health is at 50%. Well, petting the cat ain't gonna. My wife is asking for too damn much. What we got here? Michael Hawkins, 38, male. Criminal record, yes. Mental health test, positive. National status, yes. Fraud. Ryan Cole, whose brand new vehicle showed a warning light about 2 months after purchase, left his car at the service center called Iron Line Garage to identify and repair the problem. The service started that the malfunction was a small mechanical issue and accepted the vehicle, assuring that it would be delivered within 3 days at the latest. Adrian received the vehicle within the specified time. However, when he took it to an inspection company about 2 weeks later in order to sell it, the report determined that 3 main parts of the vehicle were not original. Believing that such a report was impossible since the vehicle was brand new, Adrian Cole filed a lawsuit against the service alleging that original parts had been removed and replaced with aftermarket components. But were they damaged? Ryan Cole. Since I had just bought the car, it was flawless in every way. When the warning light come on, I panicked and quickly took it to Iron Line Garage. They told me it was just a simple mechanical issue. After taking the car back, I tried to sell it 2 weeks later when the buyer asked for an inspection. I took the car for a report. The report stated that 3 parts were not original. This could not be true, as the car was brand new and no one else had used it before me. I believe the service removed my original parts and replaced them with aftermarket parts. There is no other explanation, as I had gotten the inspection done beforehand. Michael Hawkins. The malfunction light was on in the vehicle. We followed our standard procedures, carried out the necessary checks, and fixed the issue. We delivered the vehicle back to its owner. We did not remove anyone's original parts and replace them with aftermarket parts. We believe this accusation is baseless. We are a corporate business that repairs dozens of vehicles daily. These claims are completely nonsense. Now, I do know that insurance companies will not pay for aftermarket parts, and I do know that when they work on your car, unless you tell them you want original parts, they have the option to use aftermarket parts. That I do know. For a fact. Here we go again. Well, it's better than the other one. This one goes here. 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 Expertise report from the timeline that the vehicle was purchased. Original, fake. appraisal report after the repair. You're saying that the door is fake? Now, if I'm not mistaken, he said the red light come on. Why replace all that? The invoice by the car shop. This was, did he say engine light? Showed a warning light. I think that they were taking original parts off the vehicle and selling them for a higher price. That's what I think. Traffic, cyber, crimes against the state, financial crime, sexual assault. It's not a homicide. Assault. I gotta find it first. Match fixing. I don't even know what that is. Trailer park, trucking park, and organized crime. Corruption, high treason, terrorism, cybercrime, narcotics crime. I can't find it. Isn't the harsh experience by the vehicle owner your responsibility? Your Honor, these people are white-collar workers who don't understand cars. Who knows who he gave this vehicle to or what was done to it? We can't track that. What exactly do you mean? The vehicle may have been taken to another service earlier. He did say that he had it checked before. Or it could have been incorrect procedure by the seller company. They're blaming us without knowing the history of the vehicle. I can't find it in the law book. It says fraud. I just don't see fraud. Oh, there it is. I don't think he's really guilty. $2,000. I mean, there's no proof. As soon as I get through paying for your car, honey, you might get to go on that vacation. See if I got any more money in there. Whew. I got $1,500. What we got here? Nora Everly, female, no criminal record, no mental health, national status. Insult, beating, home invasion. The incident occurred in the evening at the Harborough Line Bento House restaurant located on Eastport Lane. While the restaurant was preparing for a busy evening shift, the door suddenly opened. Forcefully, a woman entering, yelling, and heading straight toward the owner of the establishment, Patrick Vasquez, behind the counter. As the woman continued her attack without heeding any warnings, customers in the restaurant were forced to intervene, after which police units were called. The identity of the detained person has been identified as Nora Everly. Statements. Patrick: I had never seen this woman before. We were busy with evening preparation when the door suddenly slammed open and she entered shouting. For a second or two, I couldn't understand what was happening. I told her to calm down, but she got even angrier and started throwing punches at me. She backed off when the customers intervened. I was very scared because there was no reason for it. As soon as the attack stopped, we called the police. Nora Everly: I was already on edge that day. There was a woman I was supposed to meet the next day, someone I really liked. The restaurant we ordered from the previous evening had delayed the orders so much, and our evening got canceled. I thought it was entirely the restaurant's fault. The girl didn't message me, didn't explain anything. In my mind, the only logic was that there's a delay that ruined my evening. Then in my anger, I thought I'll go to the restaurant and ask him about it. I had misremembered the address when I went in. I misremembered the address. When I went in, I attacked the first employee I saw. I didn't know who they were, and I didn't even know what I was doing. Anger and panic combined to make me do something crazy like that. Eyewitness: I was sitting at the bar counter waiting for my order. The door opened forcefully and the woman started shouting loudly. As soon as she entered, she wasn't saying Patrick's name, she was yelling randomly. Then she ran toward Patrick and threw a punch. Everyone was shocked. Two people from the next table and I stepped in and stopped the attack. The woman seemed to come to her senses after a few seconds, but then she started shouting again, and I tried to leave, and we called the police. No criminal record, no mental health. Well, I think. Do you know the restaurant owner beforehand? No, I saw his face for the first time, and I don't even remember insulting him. I just have some anger issues. You are going for mental health. Get control of those damn anger issues. Now, what do I have to do to get my mental health back up? These cases keep coming one after the other. Uh-oh. The sexually explicit videos and photos of Riley West found on Noah Baker's phone. The conversation dialogue found on Noah Baker's phone. Oh, this is going to be good. Compensation lawsuit filed by Riley West against Noah Baker. Riley West stated that after approximately 1 year relationship, she wanted to break up with her partner, Noah Baker. However, after the breakup, sexually explicit images found on Noah's phone belonging to Riley West were shared on the internet. Oh. In response to this situation, Riley West filed a compensation lawsuit against Noah Baker. Riley West, in the first few months, we were quite compatible as we got to know each other. I thought I had found the right person. A few months later, we decided to live together. We started living together. I saw Noah's true character. He could lie in bed for days without getting up. And even if the house turned into a dump, he wouldn't lift a finger. All the burden was on me. When I tried to talk about this, he immediately started an argument. Noah started saying that he no longer enjoyed being together or wanted to try any more wild things. I told him I didn't want to be forced into the relationship, but he accused me of not loving him. He began acting controlling and manipulative. After a while, he messaged me and said he had sent my pictures to his friends. First of all, I didn't post the explicit interview of Riley online. These images were on my phone because she asked me to take them. It was something she liked. After the breakup, my phone was hacked due to some malicious software on it. All my files were leaked. The people who did this likely leaked them online. The videos gained a high number of clicks, and the people who uploaded them made good money. Riley thought I was making money off her and filed a lawsuit for compensation. I was hoping there'd be a video. The conversation on Noah Baker's phone between Noah Baker and Riley West. Noah, hey baby, what's up? Riley West, how many times I told you don't text me? Noah Baker, okay, calm down. I was just going to ask something. Riley West, what do you want again? Noah, a friend of mine was very curious about you. Noah Baker, I sent him the best of the images. Whatever you're doing, stay away from me, you filthy pervert. Why did you keep the images after your ex-girlfriend after the breakup? These photos had sentimental value for me. I couldn't erase all those memories we shared at once. Despite breaking up with your girlfriend, did you share her private images with your friends? I admit I was wrong. I thought my friend was trustworthy. I was only curious about their comments regarding Riley. I now understand it was inappropriate behavior. It was decided Noah Baker doesn't have to pay compensation to Riley West. If he shared his pictures with those and they posted it all over the internet, as far as I'm concerned, she deserves some kind of compensation for that. That's my decision. I mean, you're gonna get pictures of a girl and post them online for the freaking world to see. And you give them to somebody else. I don't buy the. I know phones can be hacked, but I don't buy that. I think he was mad. Damn, look like a goonie. What do we have here? Jim Killeen, 34. Criminal record, no. Mental health, positive. National status, yes. High treason. Whew. During a night patrol, the security team inspecting the protected area where the Prime Minister, Stephen Locke, resides and noticed a silhouette in the shrubbery on the northern side of the property. The person caught in the rapid intervention was police officer Jim Killeen. It was found that he was carrying a gun with the safety off while he was in his official uniform. Security personnel who searched the individual found one red rose and a steel wire on him. What? The steel wire and the red rose that's been showing up on all those murders? Because the defendant's statement did not match the central record, the police officer was taken into custody on charges of treason and suspicion of attempting to assassinate against Prime Minister Stephen Locke. Stephen Locke. Even with the highest level of security protocols in place, such a bold attempt is unimaginable, not only as the Prime Minister of the country, but as a citizen. It is unacceptable that my right to life can be targeted so easily. I demand that the necessary actions be taken. Jim Killeen. The reason I'm here is entirely misunderstanding. I was informed in the afternoon that I was assigned an urgent extra protection duty. I put on my uniform and immediately headed out. Before I understood what was happening, the guard grabbed me and took me into custody. But officer were taken into custody. Her search, the individual found one red rose and a steel wire. He's our murderer. Wait a minute. How do I undo it? Okay. This one goes here. This one goes straight across. This one goes here. There we go. That one goes there. This one goes here. And this one goes straight across. Found on the person during the search. There it is, the rose and wire. Ah, you better be talking good. I'm gonna look for high treason right here. Hey man, what's up? Yep, have you been able to get the game updated yet? What am I looking for? High treason. This ain't Judge Judy. I got some high treason shit going on here. The red rose on you is the same type as those left on the bodies in previous assassination. Nah, that's all right, brother. In no hurry. I'm waiting for you to update it before I roll with it again. How do you explain this? Your Honor, the red rose had nothing to do with crime. I was taking it to give to my girlfriend. I picked it from my house garden. How could I know the type of rose used in the murder? Nothing but bad luck. What is the steel wire found on you for? I carry the steel wire during duty for potential barrier-breaking situation. It has no other purpose. It had been useful to me in several past smuggling operations. Can you show us the emergency extra protection duty from the center that you mentioned in your statement? I was called on the phone and given orders. I thought I recognized the caller's voice. Maybe the phone line was manipulated or something. Or maybe I misunderstood. I really don't know. Well, dude, they found that gun and this rose and this wire, and I've had many a case come through here. Suicide, murder, let's see, public prosecution. I gotta find it. I gotta find treason. All these crimes against, there it is. High treason. 100 years in jail, and if he's got a record, he's gonna get executed. No criminal record. Well, buddy, you're in some deep shit. 100 years in jail. You're doing 100 years. See, you grow a red rose in that cell. Just as you're making your judgment, a strange man caught your eye. Somebody got shot. As a result of the decisions you made in the case, we decided to raise your salary. This week you'll earn $2,500. What the hell just happened? Did he shoot me or shoot the suspect? The guy that I bet you was one of those people that got murdered. I bet you was one of them or their family member that come in here and shot him. Oh, damn. Well, I think I'm fixing to be doing a murder case that happened in my courtroom. Or be a witness to it or something. I'm going to go to the red man's room. I'll be right back. This is Judge Big Tex. Woo! With my jury, Big Mo, Angel, Holly, Holly, Holly. I'll be right back. Oh, my wife looks pissed at me because she ain't going on that vacation. She looks pissed. Police officer loses her life. He was shot and died during the trial, where he was tried as a defendant. Oh shit, look at the courtroom. I got a bigger courtroom. After the recent events, we've decided to promote you to a more secure palace of justice. You will never be subject to such an act again. We convey our wishes to get well soon. Wow, I got a big ass courtroom now. I got 2 police officers in here. Case, Sean Parker, 35, male. Criminal record, yes. Mental health, yes. National status, yes. Jim Killeen was brought into the courtroom last week to stand trial on charges of treason. While the hearing was ongoing, Sean Parker, seated in the spectator section, pulled out a small caliber handgun believed to have been brought into the courtroom by an unidentified individual and fired 4 shots at Jim Killeen. Immediately after the attack, the defendant attempted to flee the room, but as headed toward the door, he was shot in the leg by security forces and was neutralized. Sean Parker was taken into custody, received initial medical treatment, and was taken to the police station for questioning, but refused to speak throughout the entire process. Oh God, not this again. Oh, I hate this. I don't know really how to do this. I am looking and trying to figure out. I don't remember how I done this last time. I don't. Or what the intention of it was. I know this has got to go this way. It's got to go down. That has to go this way. And I can't point this one down here because it's got to connect to this one. Now if I do that like that, and that like that. I don't know. I don't know. I'm lost here. I'm going to have to make the decision without that evidence. I know he's guilty. I got the footage. Assassination. 62 years in jail. Aggravated 102. He does have a criminal record. Almost. $62 years in jail. Ought to hang him. Should have hung his ass. Possibility of arrest 50%. Possibility of being assassinated 60%. I'm doing all kinds of good, ain't I? My mental health is at 50%. We'd prefer not to have warned you, but you must release Daniel Morgan, otherwise your wife and children will pay the price. If Daniel Morgan is sentenced, be prepared to watch the destruction of your family, Judge. Murder. The indictment occurred last week in the evening at the newly opened restaurant called Bamberger. 5 consecutive gunshots were heard inside the restaurant, and health and police teams were quickly dispatched to the scene. In the initial investigation conducted following a report by the restaurant staff, it was determined that A customer named Martin Howard died at the scene. Since the restaurant had just started operations, it was found that the security cameras were not active, and therefore the incident could not be technically recorded. However, employees and customers present in the restaurant during the incident described the attacker, whose face they clearly saw. Based on the composite sketch from these descriptions, the suspect, Daniel Morgan, was taken into custody. Emma Gray. I was on the evening shift and the restaurant was very crowded. Two men at table 17 were shouting and fighting. I said to my colleague, should I call security? As soon as I said that, we heard a gunshot and everyone hit the ground. When I lifted my head, a man had been shot. Chloe Parker, my spouse and I were eating at the table right next to it. However, our attention was constantly drawn to the noise coming from the table behind us. One of the two men sitting there looked very strange. He reminded me of someone I really disliked. Just as the burgers arrived at our table, the guns went off. The worst part is that in that chaos, we couldn't even eat the burgers we paid for. They should refund our money. Daniel Morgan. People think I'm guilty because my face seems unlikable to them. They even want to kill me. But I'm an energetic person that day. I simply went and ate my meal peacefully. When I heard the gunshots, I said, "Bon appetit, everyone," and ran away. That's all there is to it. Looks just like him. This guy threatened my family. I don't know. Mr. Daniel Morgan, what's your defense? I'm innocent. Huh. Does he have a mental? Yes. I'm going to take a chance. I'm just going to send him for mental treatment. Maybe it won't get my family killed. Week 12, case 3. Damn, this guy's been beat all to shit. Tobis, 56, male. Criminal record, no. Mental health, negative. He has a national status, kidnapping. A few weeks ago, Evan Marlowe left his house to go to the market, but never returned. Evan's wife, Celine Morrow, reported the situation to the police. Investigations reveal that Evan was forcibly placed into a white caravan when he left his house. As a result of the follow-up, it was determined that the caravan belonged to a person named Tobias Hargraves, and he was taken into custody. In search of Tobias' caravan, several people were found with their hands and feet bound and unconscious, similar to Evan. Tobias Hargrave, do you understand this is an opportunity? I am giving them a second chance, a chance to return to life, to their loved ones, and to what is beautiful. Being tested, struggling as a result, suffering. The struggle may be returned to bring out the most basic instincts, Some things will get ugly, but then everything will become beautiful colors again. Colors and flavors will return. This guy is mental as shit. No, not this again. There's one. There's two. There's three. There's four. There's five. Oh my God. I'll never figure this out. 1, 2, 3, 4. I forgot where the other one was now. Ugh. Well, shit. Okay, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, it came away with one other one it can be. Uh-oh. Three, 4, 5. What we got here? Documentary confirming that Tavita Hargrove escaped from the mental health factory. He escaped from the hospital. If you see him, notify authorities. Hospital report. Tavita Hargrove diagnosed with multiple personality disorders. In your statement, you mentioned an opportunity. What is this opportunity? I'm putting people to the test. It's a difficult test. It requires survival and the ability to fight. If they succeed this, they become happier people who appreciate everything in their lives. What's your purpose in doing this? I want people to be happy again. Well, don't take any money from them while doing this. Did people ask you to do this? They are very unhappy. I want them to smile when they look at me now. I understand. I don't think so. Huh. They said he escaped from a mental health institution, but right here it says he's negative. You think I don't notice things? You're going back to the mental institution, even though if you escape. $2,600. I got another raise. My wife might be able to go on that vacation now. I need my mental stability back. I don't know how to get it. I'm still trying to figure out week 13. What do we got here? Compensation lawsuit filed by Anamaro against Raystone Construction and Building Company. Raystone Construction and Building Company in Anamaro. About 10 days ago, Jerry Morrow, who was working at a construction site belonging to Raystone Company, fell from the 13th floor to the ground while walking on the outer part of the scaffold and lost his life. Morrow's daughter, Anna Morrow, claims that the accident was a preventable death and that the company neglected basic safety standards, demanding $140,000 in compensation. The technical inspection report was prepared after the incident was submitted to the court. Statements were taken from the workers on site and safety protocols were reviewed. The defense attorney, Ronald Bexley, is attending the hearing on behalf of the company. And tomorrow, on the morning of the incident, I thought my father had gone to work as usual. Around noon, a number from the company called and said there's been a critical accident. Come immediately. When I arrived at the hospital, they told me we had already lost him. The scene I saw when I entered the morgue the next day still haunts me. My father was an experienced worker who had been in this industry for years. Someone like him would not fall like that to a construction site where proper safety measures were taken. His co-workers said that the safety harness were not attached that day. The company postponed purchasing the new safety equipment to cut costs. Doing something like this for money is unacceptable, and I want those responsible to be held accountable. Their lawyer says the deceased employee, Jeremy Morrow, was certainly a valued staff member, but the accident occurred entirely due to individual negligence. He was in an area where he was not assigned to that day, and because he climbed on the scaffold without wearing safety equipment. She just said that you didn't buy it. The unfortunate event occurred. The company provides regular training to all employees that the safety officer had warned the workers that day, but it was found that Morrow had violated the rules on his own. But she says that they didn't. Review report: around the construction site, there are only standard iron barriers. Most of the warning signs are damaged or knocked over. Although safety equipment, helmet, rope, carbine, etc. was available, it was observed that the employees' inventory records were irregular. At the time of the incident, it was observed that most of the safety ropes of the personnel working on the upper levels of the scaffold were not properly connected. It was determined that some of the scaffold railings in the section where the deceased fell were loose and below standard. Even in the internal audit report conducted just one day before the incident, it was noted that high altitude work equipment must be renewed. Well, this seems like pretty slam dunk to me. I mean, they're not even letting me talk to them. I'm going to give her the money. It was conducted that the accident was entirely caused by the workers' negligence, and it was decided the company had no liability and may continue its operations. The reason I'm saying this, I work for a company and I got my finger hung in a hoist. And this hoist was old. It worked great, but they had changed the procedure on the chain and made them smaller. The chain on the hoist I was using had large links in it, and my pinky got caught in it, and it pulled my pinky up into the hoist. As you can see here, my pinky is crooked and it'll never be straight again. They've done surgery on it twice, but that was just the way it was. But when I went back to work after the surgeries and stuff, that hoist had been removed and it was nowhere in the building to be found. So I wasn't able to check it to see if it had been inspected, but people told me about it. I had a lot of friends up there. Due to the company being found highly at fault, it was decided he must pay $140,000 in compensation and the construction activities be halted. It was decided the company violated safety obligations and must pay $140,000 in compensation to Ann Morrow while I'm going to halt their building until they get their safety procedures up to par. Uh-oh. You've been assassinated. I gotta go back to the same damn trial. I don't care. What are you gonna do? Shoot me again? Woo! I got $3,000, baby. Don't you want to go on that trip? I'd like to see you in a hula hula. It just takes a little moolah. Week 13, case 2. I'm going to get shot again. Arrest 55%, assassination 60%. What we got here? Marcel Devant, 39, male. Beating. Last week, Lonnie Devant went to the police station and reported that she had been repeatedly subject to physical violence by her husband, Marcel Devant. Cops went to the couple's house on the same day and warned the suspect, and the situation was documented. The next morning, Lonnie called the police again and stated that her husband had become even more aggressive and attacked her. The teams arrived at the scene, detained Marcel Devant, and the victim filed a complaint. Leonie Devant. In the early years of our marriage, everything was peaceful. However, for the past 2 years, my husband's anger had become more uncontrollable. First raised his voice and pushing, and in recent months it turned to direct hitting. After what happened last week, I had no more patience left. From the outside, it may look like minor arguments, but no one knows what happened at home. He even humiliated me in front of his family. In the most recent incident yesterday, the controller he threw at my face and broke my nose. I know this was not an accident. I forgave him many times, but I no longer feel safe. I am filing a complaint. Michael Devon, I never wanted to hurt my wife. Yes, we had arguments, but it really upset me when she said I hit her intentionally. Sometimes my wife agitates situations. I love her. I don't want to hurt her. Damn, girl, look at your face. Oh, well, I don't know what this one is. Evidence is assault report. Swelling and bruising around her right eye due to impact. Broken nasal bone. Shit! Dude, you didn't just toss it. You intentionally threw that thing. He has mental health. Let's send him back for treatment. Maybe they'll work things out. I don't know. Ain't nobody asked me for no money. You'd think after a while that my mental health would go up.
$5%
5% mental health. I'm leaving. I'm gonna do two $50 bets. Shit. Wife's gonna kill me. Hey, I broke even. I'm leaving. Bill passed. Penalty reduction has been arrived for criminals over 50 years of age. Huh? I guess if they're over 50, I can give them less time. Liz Rose, 19 years old. No criminal record. She is mental. She is mental. Cybercrime. In Banana Bank's daily automated transfer report, abnormal incoming payments were detected to a specific account, repeated 10 times. the amount increasing by the same rate each time. This activity was noted by experienced system analysts who have worked for the bank for years, and during a routine check, it was observed that the transfers were regularly being routed to a single account. The account owner is listed as Ethan Rowe in the records. Now, he has a criminal record, mental. Due to the suspicious situation, the bank detained Ethan Rowe at his home, and after his statement, his sister Liz Rowe was also detained for questioning as another person who may have been involved in the transfer. Ethan, this account is mine, but I wasn't actually using it. About 2 years ago, my sister Liz asked me to transfer an unused account to her because she couldn't open a new one in her name. I gave her my account, had no knowledge of the money transfers. I don't know where the money came from or why my account was used like that. The last time I spoke with my sister was last year. Liz Rowe, I only got the bank account from my brother to save money. And a while ago, money came into the account, but honestly, I don't know who sent it. I saw the notifications, but didn't check the details. The claim that I had access to the bank system is not true. I just used the account and didn't do anything else. My brother's lying about me. Do we have another game to play? Well, at least this one isn't totally hard. Looks like this one. Okay, let's try again. Let's start at the bottom this time. Got it. Okay. The number of the IP address that made the cyber attack on the bank. Correspondent of bit numbers to IP numbers. The IP address belonging to Ethan Rowe. I don't know much about IP address of Liz. I can't make heads or tails out of this. The 254. Oh, there's 3 different cyber attacks. ones. It shows Liz. Shows it's going to Liz. Why do you notify the authority at the abnormal inflow of money into the account? I noticed the notifications, but I didn't open the message or check the details. It wasn't money I sent, and I did not concern myself with where it came from. Did you see the amounts of money incoming in the notification? Once I got curious and checked, but the numbers, I couldn't make sense of it. I thought it was a mistake. Ah. Damn. Guess it's gonna be a tough one. I don't know about this one. I just don't know. Cynthia, hate to do this to you. I believe him. I got $2,700. Yes, I didn't screw up. Y'all don't want nothing now? That I actually got a little money, you don't want shit. You just wait till I get shot, huh? What's the next case we got? Uh-oh, 2 prison inmates. Sean Moore and Tony Wynn. Don't forget these names. If these people are convicted of these crimes they are being tried for, you'll be walking through life looking at that damn ass for the rest of your life. All criminal records, all national status. Human trafficking. Organizing prostitution activities. Last month, a person named Maria Fallon reported to the police that Tony Wynn and Tom were forced into prostitution. Following this tip-off, the police tracked Tony Wynn and Stefan Morrow, suspecting that they were organizing a prostitution ring. Thanks to the listening device placed on Maria Fallon, it was discovered that the individuals were smuggling immigrant women from neighboring countries into the country illegally. Tony Wynn and Stefan Morrow have been arrested and taken into custody. Maria Fallon. I wanted to work in another country because I couldn't find a job in my own. I wanted to come to the Republic of Bananas through a friend. I met Stefan Morrow and Tony Wynn. They told me they were entrepreneurs and would help me enter the country and arrange work for me. In exchange, they asked for a large sum of money. I believed them and accepted. We were brought into the country by large cargo ships with a large group of people. Later, I was offered a job to spend time with some businessman at a hotel. At first, I thought I could make some money and expand my network, so I accepted. Then they asked me to engage in prostitution, and I was blackmailed and had to do it. Tony Wynn. Did you detain a businessman like me over a few rumors? I export and bring money into this country. We are a company providing international consulting. We guide people who come to the country. I have nothing to do with prostitution or human trafficking. Stefan Morrow, which is this guy. I know my rights. I will not give a statement. I will only speak in front of the court. None of these accusations reflect the truth. This is entirely a smear campaign against our company. Oh shit, here we go again. I had to give up on this last time. I'm missing something. Got it. Fake passports and identification documents found in the home of Stefan Morrow and Tony Wynn during the operation. Take it as all the money I earned today. What happened to your face? Anyway, I've arranged for a tough one to meet you tonight. No, I'm not. Oh my God. So I couldn't read fast enough to see all that. What do you have to say about the fake passports found in your house by the police? These are decorated passports we gave to the people we provide consulting to for motivational purposes. So, with a conversationalist on the listening device for motivational purposes as well. Your Honor, technology has advanced a lot, and those audio recordings are all edited. They've been cut and spliced. In your statement, you said you'd only speak in court. I'm listening. I'm innocent. Listen, I don't know what kind of business Tony got into, but we are international businessmen. I don't like being threatened. These two guys are guilty of sin. I'm gonna ship them both out of the damn country. Bye. Well, I still got my family. Boy, howdy. This game here, you're one case after the other. I wish they'd read it because I can't read that fast. In the matter of the late Arlene von Kessler's inheritance being unable to be divided among his 3 daughters and being taken to court. Plaintiff, the deceased attorney. Okay. After his death, the late Arlene von Kessler left an inheritance with a total of $131,502,400 to 3 daughters. Arlene informed his lawyers during his lifetime that he would distribute his assets via a will. However, he passed away due to a sudden heart attack while preparing the will before the document could be completed. Due to this uncertainty, the late individual's lawyer, Dr. Mono Eldridge, has taken matters to court. I leave all my assets to my most beautiful daughter. I don't know which one beautiful to y'all. Oh, digital. No digital. All right. What do you think your father was referring to? My father always praised me as the grace of the family. For him, beauty was synonymous with grace, and I think he's clearly referring to me. Why do you think your father was referring? Who do you think your father was referring to? I'm the only person in the family who participated in a beauty pageant. I think we're arguing for nothing. Who do you think your father was referring to? The meaning of my name already means the beautiful one. My father didn't give me this for nothing. Well, let's see what choices I got here. The inheritance goes to that daughter, that daughter, that daughter. But the deal said he is going to divide it. I trusted his attorney said that it's supposed to be divided amongst all 3 of them. So the inheritance is going to be divided amongst all 3 sisters or daughters. And that's the name of that. So, all right, I'm going to do one more. And then I got to get busy and go cook for my stepfather again. What's this old man? If you not find the individual Carl Sigmund guilty of the charges he is facing, his acquittal will be the end of you. Understand this clearly and make your decision carefully. I shouldn't even look at that damn envelope. Carl Sigmund 66. no criminal record, got a little mental health there, got a little national. Let's see, intensive hatred and hostility among the public. In the recent months, Carl Sigmund has published posts filled with harsh and provocative content targeting the current government through his social media accounts. These posts were shared by a wide audience in a short time, spreading especially among young anarchists learning groups. Protesters gathered illegally in certain areas of the city center, which during some of the... Hold on. That's Walgreens. They can leave a message. The protesters gathered illegally in some of the city during which public property was damaged. Traffic came to a standstill and extensive security measures were implemented across the city. It is alleged that the individual named Carl Sigmund has connection to the organized crime group known as Mafia. Following these developments, Carl Sigmund was taken into custody at his home. Carl Sigmund, I did not entice anyone to revolt. I merely expressed the economic problems, the governance crisis, and the hardships of the people are suffering in this country. What I said is entirely within the scope of freedom, freedom of expression. If some people misinterpreted my words, that's not my responsibility. Does not belong to me. The state's attempt to silence me is nothing more than an effort to cover up the real problems of the people. Let's see, over 65. There we go. Post made it on social media. Is it time to put a stop to this happening? Now's the time to show the power of the people. Let's gather for an access tomorrow and show them who's boss. Uh-oh, that ain't good. Enticing hatred and hostility amongst the public. Cybercrime, crimes against the state, corruption, terrorism, that's not what he's being charged with. Enticing hatred and hostility amongst the public. $14 years, but $14 years. But I'm only going to give him 7. Raise your salary to $2,800. No, I got enough time to go to the I'm gonna run to the restroom. I got enough time to do another one. At least I believe I do. What do you want, honey? Your family says you don't get along with the neighbors and want to move to a new house. If you move to a new home, your weekly household expenses will be $2,000. Current average weekly household expenses is $500. I just can't afford $2,000. All right. Let's see what happens when I go broke. I got $6,000. I can make the first house payment. All right. I want to see that new house. I'll bring this up. Y'all can kind of check that out. I gotta go to the restaurant. Ah. Yeah, I'm wanting to bake some chicken, but I'm not sure. I guess I'll go on YouTube. Ha! I'm not sure how long, what temperature to set the oven at, and how long to leave it in the oven. So I got a gas oven, and I'm not sure how long to cook it and how to cook it. I was just going to put some salt and pepper on it. Okay. Beating and extortion. Yesterday around noon, Laura Wynn, who was walking her dog at 213 Faith Street, was stopped by an individual while heading home and physically assaulted shortly after and had money stolen from her bag she was carrying. Following the report from the scene, police units were dispatched shortly afterwards, and based on the nearby security camera footage and witness statements, the suspect, K.A. Hendricks, was identified and taken into custody. Laura Wynn, it was around noon. I was walking my dog home, and the street was quite calm. Just as I turned the corner, someone jumped in front of me. Before I could understand what was happening, something hit my head and shoulder, one after the other. I didn't know what to do due to the shock. I just felt someone grabbing my bag. I tried to resist, but I fell to the ground from the impact. I don't remember the rest. I just passed out. When I woke up, I was in the ambulance, and someone had called the police. K.A. Hendricks, I'd been hungry for hours and hadn't eaten anything properly. How would you know what hunger means when you don't eat for a long time? You feel your palate aching and your throat burning, and with that feeling, I simply asked if she could give me something to eat. She kept walking without even looking at me. I felt invisible, as though I thought, if I'm invisible, I can do whatever I want. I already had a small piece of wood I found on the road. I hit her and reached for her bag. I took the money inside to buy food. Should I have died? Beating and extortion. God, I hate this. There's one. That's two. One, two, and three. One, two, three, four. One, two, three. One, two, three, 4, 5. Assault record: cleft in the forehead area, bruises and rashes to impact various parts of the body. Did you want to use violence against every person who doesn't look back at you? Not being seen as if I were to be human, some things inside broke me. Huh. Beating and extortion. Extortion. 2 years in jail. Gonna give you 2 years. You'll have plenty of food to eat in jail. Oh, Judge Big Tex don't fool around now. Where's my new home? I'm broke. All right. We have come to that point. I got to go feed my stepfather, and hopefully, if everything goes right, I'll be back a little later. Right now, man, my shoulder and arm right here are killing me. I still got to figure out how to cook that damn chicken. And, hopefully I'll get it worked out. I want to bake some chicken with some barbecue sauce and make some mashed potatoes and green beans for him. You know, a little different. But anyway, take care. God bless. Old Texas. See you in a little while, I hope. We'll